This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, this is Eric Smith from CAPSIM and welcome to this demonstration on the student experience using CAPSIM's TeamMATE evaluation. Now at this point, we've talked about how to create your professor account. We've done an example for how to create your course and also how to schedule assessments. The first step for students before we can assign them to a team is that they have to enroll for for the assessment. So they'll do that by clicking on Getting Started, and then similar to what you did when you registered your professor account, they're going to go over here to Student Registration and click Register Now. Now, assuming they agree with the terms of usage, they should click I agree, and then the Continue with Initial Registration button. Now here they should input a unique industry ID that's associated with your section. Now, for this demo, we created a new TeamMATE evaluation and we're entering that number here. This number will be different for your course. Now, once they reach step 3, it's just asking for some basic information, their name, email, what do they want to make their username and password. And once they have created their account, they just return to the login page and they can enter their username and password here. Now, to get into the assessment, they can either click on where it says TeamMATE, or they can click on the industry ID. In both cases, it'll bring them to the same place. And the first thing they'll need to do, and just for simplicity's sake, I've changed the settings to allow students to put themselves onto a team. If I told the student they should be on team 1, all they do is just click on where it says join, and now this person is on team 1. So once they're on a company, they can see the assessments that have been scheduled. Again, a best practice is to do a team assessment and a peer assessment at the beginning or near the beginning of the project, and then one closer to the end so that the team can see how they've improved over time. And before we take a look at the reports and the type of feedback students get in the next video, I want to talk briefly about some of these additional resources, since these are things that we'd want the students to review before they start working on the project and before they start filling out their TeamMATE evaluations. So there are some slides, this team lecture. There's also an administrator version if you prefer to walk students through this in class. But in the participant version, it'll talk about the importance of teams. It'll talk about critical success factors for team performance. In the toolkit, it's going to talk about effective team functioning, the stages of team development, individual success factors, team level success factors, and how to sort of bring everything together for success. There are some exercises and readings. Those would include a TED Talk on Build a Tower, Build a Team, and there's an NPR link there to listen to an article called Workplace Woes. And there's also probably a dozen or so other articles that we encourage students to review if they want to become a better teammate. The last thing here is a video developed by CAPSIM called Becoming a High Performing Team. That's a good preface to everything else that they'll review. So to recap, step 1 is the student needs to register for the course. They do need to be put onto a team. You can configure this to where they put themselves on a company, or we can control that as the instructor. We do want them to review some additional resources before they start it. And then when they're ready, they just click on Take Assessment to fill out the team or peer assessments that we've scheduled. In the next video, we'll look at reviewing the reports that are available when the assessment is finished. Until then,